Well, welcome back to another episode of Whitney's World podcast. I'm your host, Whitney Morgan Ward, and I am so thankful that you've tuned in wherever you're at on this planet. Thank you so much for being here. I just want to dive right into this episode because this is something that has really been on my heart this past week. If you guys have been following me, you know that I've been on a deep healing journey. It's very important to me that I heal my heart, my soul, my mind, and that I continue to expand and evolve in this life. And that hopefully, as I do this and you listen, it inspires you to do the same. It is truly why I believe that we're here. We are here to expand, evolve, to grow, to learn, and to allow our souls to express and that we crack out of our shells and really be who we're meant to be in this life. So this past week, I also like on your healing journey, it's like a up and down. Like some days you're like on a super high, and then other days you're on a low and your energy's drained. And it's like, are you ever going to make it out? And it is a very emotional journey. And it's very it's a sensitive journey, and you really have to give yourself grace as you heal and as you go into your deep parts of yourself, because healing is not a surface level. Healing is going into the darkness, into the shadows, because to become light, you have to shine light on the dark. You have to go to the darkness to have the light come out. And so many people are so afraid of the darkness. And we've also been taught that, you know, the darkness is so scary and to run and to hide from it. And really, I've learned on my journey, like the only way to truly heal is to go into the darkest parts of yourself and to really sit with yourself and ask yourself the hard questions and really like sit there and ask, like, why is this part of me so dark? Like, where does this darkness sit, and how can I shine light on it to not have it be dark anymore? Because really, in this life, we don't want to be dark. We want to raise ourselves and to be light beings and not be afraid of the darkness, but to realize that the dark parts of us and our shadow parts are meant to teach us something, and they're there to be explored, and not something that we should be afraid of or, shun, but to really just accept it. Like it's part of who we are for some reason. And when you can just realize that the darkness has something to teach you, it is such a beautiful thing. And this past week, I've really been meditating. I know I shared last week that someone told me like I'm thinking too much and I'm, you know, thinking too much in my analytical mind. And that is true. I've really been trying to not think so much, really meditate more, quiet my mind, and allow my higher mind to speak to me and bring me clarity so that I can really move through these parts of myself, and so that I can be of better service, and so I can heal and I can be free and, really be who I'm meant to be on this planet. And again, it's like this roller coaster. It is not a linear journey. It is a up and down, highs and lows, and it's really just a beautiful experience. It's like a journey. But really, you have to, again, like I said earlier, you have to give yourself grace, because you are looking at parts of yourself that are traumatic, that are things that you didn't even know happened to you, that you've, really like blacked out from your mind. And it is quite a place that I realized why so many people do not want to heal. And so many people, don't give themselves the time to heal because this life is extremely hard. And we've all gone through unspeakable things. And well, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us have gone through things that we don't like to talk about that really are the darkness. And so this past week, I've been meditating and just trying to ask myself, like, show me what's blocking me, because I feel like I have been blocked. Like there is something that I need to move through to get me to the next level, to break through this glass ceiling. And what's crazy is this word just came through, and the word was unworthy. And I actually posted about this on my story over the weekend. And I was just talking about how I feel like in my life and I felt like I'm not worthy. And I started to ask my higher self, like, where is this coming from? Where is this word stemming from? And how do I, really embody being worthy? Because I know I'm worthy, and I know that the knowledge I have is that I am worthy, but there is a block somewhere in my subconscious mind of me not feeling being worthy. And so it's this shadow part, this dark part of me that I have to look at, and I have to almost investigate and kind of go back in time and figure out, like, first of all, why is this word coming to me when I ask for clarity, and how do I move through it, and where does it stem from? Like, where's the root of this unworthiness? So I haven't really talked too much about my religious upbringing, and this is where we're going to go into in this podcast. And it's funny because it's like, it is a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not even going to lie, because of just the people in my past and how I feel like I'm really changing and transitioning. And it's like this uncomfortable feeling, but I feel like everything that I've been learning and growing through, like, this is definitely the path that I want to go down. And the religious upbringing that I was brought into and brought up with is, I'm really kind of seeing how I don't resonate with that anymore. And the purpose of me healing is to break free, and so that I can live the life that I came here to live. As I was raised in church my whole life, there was this very deep programming. I like to say programming because that's how I feel, of this constant notion that, like, we are sinners and that we have to accept God into our heart to save us so that we don't go to hell and we make it to heaven. Now, a couple things with that is that we also, in church, it was taught to us that we were born in the image of God. And so, there's like this contradictory thing that is happening in my own mind of, like, I'm born in the image of God, but I'm a sinner and I have to, like, reach outside of myself for something to save me. And all of this is, especially as a kid and even now, it's just very confusing and it doesn't really make sense to me. And I've really felt like, as I'm starting to, like, unpack this word of not being worthy, is it's almost like feeling like I'm just not worthy of a divine being, of the true essence of who I am, and that God created me in his image, and therefore I am worthy. And I don't like the notion that I've been told, my whole life that I'm a sinner and I have to, again, reach outside of myself for someone to save me. Like, because really, in my true divine essence, like, I'm not a sinner. I am a human being that was created in the image of God. And I am trying my best to allow my life to be this beautiful story. But it's like all of this programming that I'm not good enough and I'm not worthy, and that I have to do something in order to have God's love for me and to be enough. And so as I started to, I actually was like, had a huge moment like with the divine, with God. And I was crying about this over the weekend because I really saw how this whole notion really has affected me, and it's carried on into my adulthood, that I always have to reach outside of me and I have to do something because I'm not good enough, because I'm not worthy. And I don't know if this is resonating with you or if this makes sense, but it is like this thing that just doesn't sit well with my spirit. And as I have opened myself up, since I've really been on my spiritual awakening, and I've really been, reading things and listening to different books and audibles and expanding my mind, like, I really just don't like the notion of these things that I was brought up with. And the truth is that if we are born in the image of God, that means that the divine, that God is in us, that divine spark is within us. And so therefore we are worthy, and we do not need to reach outside of ourselves to become worthy, that we are worthy. And yes, we're going to make mistakes. And, yes, this is a journey of finding ourselves. But when you are, and as I've been told, my whole life, that I am a sinner and I need to do these things in order to obtain, getting to heaven, it creates such a disconnect within my own heart and my own soul and with God. And I truly don't believe that that is what God has intended for us. And so really this whole unworthiness thing that is being brought up is me just realizing that I am worthy, and I need to look within myself and ask God for the clarity, because He's in me. He's not outside of me. I don't need to look outside of me for anything to save me, for anything to give me life and to make me worthy. I am worthy just as I am. And so are you. And if you were religious or brought up in religion and you're still like listening to this, I'm so curious if this is resonating with you any type of way, because I know that there's so many of us that have been raised in the church, and a lot of us don't go to church anymore, and a lot of us don't resonate with that anymore. And I think, there's lots of reasons why. Everyone kind of has their own reason if they've, left the church or not. But for me, as I really dig into my own healing journey, it's really important to me to keep seeking my own truth and to allowing my soul to unfold as it's meant to, and to really not let the external judgments, the external ideas, the external forces affect what's going on within me. Because, I don't believe that like I am this sinner and that I need to always be, repenting. And I just believe that God knows our heart. And when you are really seeking for truth and you're really seeking to find clarity and joy and happiness and your own truth, that's what we're meant to do. And I think we have to remember too that our life is this like giant treasure hunt. And it's okay for us to open our minds. Just because you listen to something or read something does not mean that you need to believe it or you need to keep going into it or you need to attach it to you as your own belief. But just like opening your mind and, reading things and understanding even other religions of like how people are raised and, why they believe the things they believe, it just gives you so much more of an understanding. And it also gives you so much more grace for other people. And it makes you realize like, we're not really that different. We're all just trying to live up to our own truth and to find our own truth and to find what resonates and what doesn't resonate. Like everything in this earthly plane is energy. And, sometimes you are around something and the energy doesn't feel right and you walk away and you feel better. Or, you come into someone's energy and it feels so good and it feels so right and you connect and you resonate with each other. And it's like this amazing experience. Like that's how the experience for me has been as I've opened myself up and I've, listened to other people and heard different philosophies. It's been this like exciting ebb and flow of wow, like I've really been closed off to so much knowledge that really this knowledge has helped me and it's linked like things in my brain and it's made so much sense to me. And also it's really made me realize that the true essence of who we are is within. And like one of my favorite songs is it's a man's true destiny to find himself, which is always within. And ever since I heard that, I was like, that's so true because we're taught to, in so many things, not even just religion, but to look outside of us to make us feel happy. If we get this thing, we're going to feel better. If we achieve, that degree, we're going to have that job. And that's going to make us feel complete and whole. And we've realized as we've continued down this journey that all of that's a lie. That getting things and achieving things, it may, yes, make us happy for a moment. But the truth is that there's still this void in us that isn't fulfilled. And I think that void is you truly knowing yourself. And that void is you truly going within and asking yourself, like, all of these things that I was programmed with, does it actually resonate with me? Does it actually make sense? Does it actually like light me up? And as I've started to unfold myself, I've realized that a lot of the things that I used to believe, even like in my own career, they don't resonate with me anymore. And I've learned that there's just so much more. I believe that God, the divine within us, really wants us to look within ourselves to ignite that fire within us and to stop seeking external people, validation, religion even, and just to sit with ourselves and go within and start to go on a journey within ourselves and to like deprogram, to reprogram ourselves. As I've gone down this journey of like recreating my identity, because we've all been given and identity, the way we were raised, from, the towns we lived in, the friendships we had, the people we dated. We were created and given this identity that a lot of times we realize, like, but that's not who I am. And that doesn't feel good. And when you are given this identity that isn't you, it's a false identity of who you are. And what this false identity does is it actually takes your power away, and it makes you feel less than who you are meant to be. So the notion that I wasn't worthy just as I am has blended into my relationships, my even like dating and the guys I dated, and my businesses and of my life, because I was always feeling like I wasn't just worthy for who I am. And it's kind of like a trippy thing to think about and then even like express it out, because I am on my own genuine path. And I know for some people, you might say like, "Oh, she's wrong. She doesn't know. She's lost." Like, sometimes though, you have to go on the journey. You have to get lost to find yourself. And like, I'm 100% good with that. I'm 100% like fine with knowing that like I'm at least trying to find my truth, find my true identity, and I'm willing to like start the journey. I'm on the path, and I'm not worried about, my beliefs and ideologies changing as time goes on. Like, so many of us are so worried about the judgments of others, and, oh, well, this is my identity of who I've been my whole life. So what if I start changing now? Or what if I say something, now that's wrong? Or what if I change, what I think? Like, who cares? Because truly, God knows your heart. So if you're at least on the journey and you're like trying to find your way and you're trying to find your soul and your true essence, that is the most beautiful thing that you could do. So don't worry about what other people think, or even if you're wrong today, like, I'm totally okay with, one day I think this and then the next day I think something different. Like, that is part of evolving. That is part of expanding, opening your mind and realizing that it's okay to go on the journey. And sometimes it's okay to be lost, but at least you're seeking, at least you're opening yourself up. And really, what it's going to do is it's going to help you resonate with people and other human beings. And it's going to give you this sense of ownership over your life. And it gives you your power back, because you realize that you're okay with the journey, which so many people are not okay with the journey. So many people are so afraid or just so set in their ways that they are not open to any type of journey. And the only person that affects is them, because then they end up also having judgments of other people. And like, that's something I don't want. I don't want to judge other people. I want to try my best to resonate with other people and realize that we're all on our own journey, just trying to figure it out. And like, this life is so hard, and it's hard to navigate. But the even harder than just trying to navigate is just not willing to change, not willing to open yourself up and realize like, maybe what I've been taught my whole life is not actually the truth. And maybe it is the truth. But the only way to find the truth is to question the truth and to go on the journey. And, sometimes it has to be a full circle, but at least then that that's a truth, because you've opened yourself up, you've expanded your mind, and then you've come to a place where you're like, okay, I really went on the journey. And now I know, after, journeying on and traveling and, communing with other people and talking to people and doing what felt right to me, I was able to come back to my own truth, to my truth, not the truth that was told to me, not the truth that was projected onto me, not the truth that I just accepted because that was what was expected of me. And maybe that goes kind of to my own, like, I don't want to be controlled. I want to be free, and I need to find my own truth and really find it out for myself. And that's truly freeing to me, and hopefully to you, that like you can go on your own journey, and hopefully you have support with your family and friends of people that, love you and don't judge you and are proud of you for trying to live your best life and experience as much as you can and come to an understanding, and I know a lot of us don't have that, but I do think that we are awakening to that, and we are realizing, like, we need to have more grace for people and stop trying to control everyone, because I think we're also waking up to the fact that we've all been controlled and programmed our whole lives. And the only way to really be free is to deprogram ourselves and to program our own selves with our own mindset. And, again, like, what resonates with you and your own soul, because we all also have a different life path, a different life journey. We're not all the same. And if we were all the same, like, what fun would that be? It wouldn't be. If we were all the same and we had nothing to talk about and we had, nothing to question each other about, it would just be this really boring life. Like, that's also why God gave us free will, so that we could venture out, so that some of us could go out and try things and report back, like, okay, that worked, or no, that didn't work, or I think we should shift this in our mindset, or I think that this was good, we should stick with this. Like, that's why we have free will, but so many of us don't even really use our free will, and it ends up just trapping us in a life that we don't really like. And again, that's your free will. You're the one choosing that. So to break free of that is to just allow yourself, give yourself the permission to just go on the journey of realizing that you are worthy, and you have to do the personal work and the healing to find it and to understand that you are just because you are. So as you go on this journey, some ways that you can really start to move through these blocks is by journaling. I mean, that's a huge thing. And I know I say that, but it's true. Like, journaling, writing down your feelings, writing down your fears, writing down your manifestations, the future, like, it can really help you. There's something about taking your thoughts and using your hands to put them on paper that can really help you break free and come up with plans and see things in a different way. And, many people will tell you that. EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique, that's like tapping on certain parts of your body, and you say things to really release the emotions inside of your body. If you don't know what that is, you can go on YouTube, but EFT tapping has really helped me kind of like unlock things in my own life, and it's something that I do on a regular basis. And just like finding ways to like release whatever you can out of you on a subconscious level. Dancing, somatic exercises, breath work, all of these things can really help you release the pent up emotions and the pent up energy that you have that is like stuck inside of your body. It can really help you also let go of like these limiting subconscious programs that you have going on, because everything that you have going on is a subconscious program running through you. And if you don't change the program, if you don't put new information and download new information, then you're never going to change. So you can continue to live your life like that, or you can continue to download new software into your system and change the system, change the programming so that you can become free and really be who you're meant to be and not be the identity that was given to you or passed down to you. I really think that when we start to realize how powerful we are and how much God has put us on this planet to unleash that power from within us, it's going to teach us so much. And we're going to realize that the things that have been shoved down our throats our whole lives, a lot of those things are lies and not the true essence of why we're here and why we were created. But we have to make a conscious decision to change our beliefs, to change the program, like I said, and to really allow our lives to unfold for why our soul came here. And I know a lot of this is even a little scary to even talk about, because I know that there's a lot of people that aren't going to agree. But for the people that are, they're going to resonate with this and they're going to be like, yes, like we do need to break the chains off of ourselves. We do need to start to ask our higher self to give us the downloads, to show us what we need to do next in this life, to give us clarity on what we're here to do, and ask God, like, show me what's blocking me so I can move through this to be free and allow my soul to come do what it came here to do, instead of just being trapped in this identity that was given to me, but I wasn't actually able to choose who I wanted to be and who I came here to be. And this is the time to do it. You know, there's a lot of people in this life that have been burned at the stake for stuff like this, for just being free thinkers and realizing like maybe there's way more to this life. Maybe we're being controlled. Like maybe we should just realize that our intuition is given to us for a reason and a purpose. And when we really start to open ourselves up and trust our intuition and trust ourselves, the world is going to change way quicker and way better. So just remember that it's your life and it's your unfolding, and you are worthy for being you just because you are you, because that is who God made you. The divine spark is within you. So get quiet with yourself and realize that so many people want to tell you who you are, what you should be doing, how you should be doing it, why you should be doing it, but they haven't really even been on a true journey to like open themselves up. And so just trust yourself. And if you are on this journey, or maybe you are searching for answers because some things in your past don't make sense to you, you are the one that has the answers that you need. The answers that you need are always going to come from within you. And there's so many visionaries out there that I truly believe teach that the answers always are within you. And that's what so many people don't want us to know. And so many people, I think, too, are like afraid of themselves. And so it's easier just to look outside of you for the answers and just to trust what, other people think, instead of like asking your soul, why did I come here? Like, what is the purpose? What is the plan for me? And allowing that to unfold and being on a beautiful journey of unfolding. I think that when you kind of realize that you are the answers that you need to become free and to be authentically you, that's where your true freedom is going to come. That's where your true power is going to come from. It's not going to come from, other people or the identity that has been given to you your whole life. It's going to come from you being honest with yourself and questioning things and changing your beliefs and being open to other thoughts and other ideas and not shaming yourself and not being hard on yourself, just understanding that we truly are all here on a soul's journey, and we just all want to be loved and accepted for who we are. And as soon as we realize that we are worthy and we are worthy enough because of who we are, that is going to give us so much freedom and give us the answers that we've been looking for our whole lives. We've all been programmed by something outside of us, by the systems that are created and that aren't us. So again, just be patient with yourself. And if you want to reprogram yourself, you can. This is the time to do it. We are in an awakening, and this is what's meant for us. So go down that journey, take that trip within you, take that journey within yourself, and just know that you're worthy of that. You're worthy of your own freedom, and you're worthy just as you are. The divine is within you. You don't need to go searching outside of you for anything. If you get quiet and allow the answers to come, they will come to you. I truly believe that. You are safe to explore. And I just hope that as you go down this journey of healing, that you really just give yourself grace. That is my hope for you. Because it is hard to stand up for different things, and it is scary, but I just feel like for me, when I've stood up for what's right for me, it's really always worked out, and it's given me this sense of confidence and freedom and power that I would have never had. And it's given me this ability to create the identity of who I really am and what I really came here to do. And so I really want that for you. I hope that you take this. I hope that this helped you. I hope that maybe something resonated with you and brought you some type of freedom. I would love to hear from you. Comment below on anything that resonated with you. I have also just announced that I've released a one-on-one coaching program with me and you. So if that's something you're interested in, send me a DM. We can do a discovery call to see if it's a good fit for us. But I would really love to just connect with you and help you on your journey, whether you're wanting to take the leap into your next life. If there's, limiting beliefs blocking you, subconscious programming that you really want to explore and reprogram yourself. I'm, really wanting to help you on that journey if we are a good fit for each other. So send me a DM if you're wanting some one-on-one coaching. I really believe that that's going to help you. And I hope you have an amazing week. Would love to hear from you guys. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you get all the healing and clarity you need. And don't forget to don't give up on yourself. Keep going. I love you guys. And as always, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's go.
The word for a person right now, that is God penetrating your heart. It's burning on the inside of you, and you need to make a vow of faith of $1,000.
Digging in pockets, I see God's locket broke. The church been penny pinching, coming up short. They pocket watching to the folk, staring up at the pole. Pit of fire.
And you need to make a vow of faith of $1,000.
Pit to fire what they preaching. If it's seeming you ain't got it, false prophets. Yo, God, I heard he got a little message in a bottle, or I guess in a cloud. A marijuana signaled up to the sky. You hear me now? I think he did. He told me smoke it, dog, I gave it to burn. But keep your mind sharp, Satan creeping, waiting his turn to take your lights out. So, how you dressing when all the lights out? Let me find out. I could sneak up behind and steal your life. Like nothing, I could slide with a slither. Take a sight to stick your back with a smile. Well, I guess I won't mind. Earth was never for my soul. It's done, it's time. If it's lights out, you'll never do it. I'm cursed with long life. I'll watch all my homies ruin themselves before I can.
Right now, that is God penetrating your heart. It's burning on the inside of you, and you need to make a vow of faith of $1,000. Oh, Bob, couldn't you say 25? No!
Cause I'm standing on ground that seems to always move. Shifting sideways, kinda tough to tell the way, or how to get home, or back to who I was. I'm phoning like E.T., but they ain't feel the buzz. So I guess this is it, this is where I fall off.
And you need to make a vow of faith of $1,000.
The face of the earth, it's raining for sure. She taking my hand, we leap into her. I'm falling like free, but never feeling like that. So get on your knees and pray to the man that he take the keys and drive the whip safe. Cause I can't really see my hands right now. I can't see the road to where we out here heading. So bow your head in silence now as I drive off the cliff. Take a breath and let it go. Well, I guess this is it. But yo, God check 1, 2, 3, 4. I've been praying for some time that your spirit restore. It's been silent for some years. Where you at with a word? I never heard it. Saw corruption in the church and they stir drama around like they cooking spirit crack for the wicked. It's bubbling with some witches in the patch on the swamp. With the Crowley saying it's holy till they caught in the slum. Praying God go get them out, but the question is,
because they don't have that old programming of religion. But this isn't the way we do it in my church. Forget your church. I'm talking about what God says. And if you want the kind of miracles that are in the Bible, you're going to have to do what God said to do. And you need to make a vow of faith of $1,000.